U.S. President Barack Obama is saying his European goodbyes as he makes his final overseas state visit to Germany. Obama is meeting with the German Chancellor Angela Merkel, as well as leaders from Spain, Italy, and the UK. Now, in a co-written piece for a German magazine, Merkel and Obama emphasize the need to work together to tackle global challenges. The first African-American U.S. president has been very popular in Germany, and some who've supported him are bracing themselves for his replacement.
Of course we're going to miss him, especially considering the new president. There are also voices saying that he is controversial, but in total I think he was a very good president, especially compared to the new one, where one has quite an uneasy feeling.
He was friendly. I think he was peaceful as much as you can judge from the outside. Peace-loving, not polemic. I found that very likable. He was very likable as a human being.
We are seeing the perspectives being discussed now. With President Obama, we had what Helmut Kohl said in the past, a reliable and predictable president. And we hope that it's going to be the same with the new president. We don't know that for sure yet, but we knew it about Mr. Obama. Some expectations were disenthralled when you think about the high-flying ideas when he took over office. But he was reliable and predictable partner, and this is most important in politics.
Simon McGregor-Wood is in Berlin covering President Obama's final state visit. Simon, for those of us who remember 2008, just before Obama was even elected, you'll recall the monumental speech he delivered in Berlin where he was welcomed like a rock star. And 8 years later, is he actually, in a sense, returning to Germany as he's leaving office to say goodbye to the people that welcomed him so warmly?
Yeah, that's right. It was his signature arrival on the world stage, wasn't it? Senator Obama, as he was then. 200,000 Germans turned out to hear him, and it is no secret that he has a special fondness, a special connection with this country, and more specifically with its leader, Angela Merkel, with whom he shares a very close personal bond. They do business together. They are comfortable in each other's company, and there is a sense here when the two meet. And by the way, they had a long private dinner last night as well. They have a session of talks coming up in the next few hours here at the Chancellery behind me. There is a sense that as he prepares to leave the stage, he is in some way handing on the baton to her, leaving her, if you like, as the ranking senior liberal leader left in the West, faced with a very uncertain political future, with a resurgent Russia under President Putin to the east, and now with huge uncertainty about the forthcoming presidency of Donald Trump. So I think it's an opportunity for President Barack Obama, as he still is, to reassure his close ally, his closest ally in Europe for sure. And I think when they both give a joint press conference, they will seek to press home this idea that now is not the time to give up on progressive ideas, to give up on globalization. It's a time to stick by principles, given that there appear to be so many things threatening those principles.
So, Simon, we heard from some German citizens just before we crossed to you. You may have heard those sound bites as well, expressing their apprehension about Trump's leadership to come. What, if anything, have you been hearing from German leaders about how they feel about this upcoming presidency?
Well, I think of all the messages of congratulations that have been sent to President-elect Donald Trump, Angela Merkel's was perhaps the most interesting because it was diplomatic, but it was extremely, extremely conditional. You'll remember that it was a reaffirmation of the principles that she thinks Germany and other European nations share with the United States: freedom of expression, right to political statements and participation regardless of race and gender and ethnicity, all those things. And she said at the end of that statement, we look forward to cooperating with you on the basis of those values. A veiled warning shot across the bows of President Donald Trump-elect that yes, they will be willing to work with them, but only according to the principles that they hold dear here. There is one other thing that I've heard while I've been here, is this sense that although very fractured the European political landscape may be, this idea of a Donald Trump presidency may actually be galvanizing for European leaders. You'll remember that during the presidency of George W. Bush, people here in Europe felt very uneasy about his values, and they rather brought people here in Europe together. Well, maybe it is being discussed, the Donald Trump presidency may have a similar effect here in Europe by drawing people together, a reaffirmation, as I say, of liberal principles.
It's an interesting option. All right, Simon McGregor-Wood, thanks so much for that live from Berlin.